about. And I told him it was an event for the Women's March, the anniversary, explained it to him what it was about, and it was about empowering women, bringing solidarity and togetherness. So it was Jinbo who said, "Rana, do you know what would be perfect?" And I said, "No." He goes, "The lion dance." I said, "The lion dance?" He goes, "Yes, it's a very strong, powerful message, and it will empower the women and really bring forth what you're trying to achieve." So this was the idea of Jinbo, a young man who wanted to empower us. Thank you again. So next up, we are honored to have Rebecca Thomas. She is a Mi'kmaq woman, activist, and poet. She is the Halifax Poet Laureate and delivers powerful and important messages through her work that are both empowering and uplifting. Rebecca Thomas.
Ladies and gentlemen, and my friends who do not ascribe to the gender binary, welcome to unceded Mi'kmaq territory, where we accept all iterations of the feminine. For those of you who are marching, I gently ask that you think of those who are not here today. Not the ones who slept in or felt like they had better plans, but those who do not necessarily feel safe in these spaces. This is for those of us whose pussies are not pink, those who are born without them. I will put tobacco down for you. I will join my sisters after this for those who are afraid to be here, because they also need to feel supported and welcome and love, that they too deserve compassion, kindness, patience, respect, and honoring, just like the women here today. I will not let ugliness rob me of my light, and I will hold on to my kindness as my own act of resistance. I will be better at believing. So this is for all my women who've never been believed. Can you believe that I was made to feel ashamed of my body when I was 3? Can you believe I was 13 when a male friend of the family asked me about the sex scenes in the book I was reading? Can you believe I was 18? My ex-boyfriend said he was disappointed he didn't take my virginity. Can you believe when I was 27 I got my first dick pic? Can you believe it was 9 years after I was roofied with my first sip? Can you believe at 30 when a coworker revealed his thoughts and feelings on how my legs made him feel? Can you believe I count myself as lucky because I am not missing and murdered, the subject of an inquiry, and every time I've been followed, I've made it home safely? Can you believe I was lectured on how to protect my drink? Can you believe I was taught to leave clubs with other women in sync? Can you believe it was my fault if I put myself at risk, that I should have been nicer when I turned down his kiss? Can you believe that putting my safety first could make me such a bitch? Can you believe I am more likely to be raped because I am Indigenous, but still more safe than my trans family because I happen to be cis? Can you believe there are hundreds of thousands of untested rape kits? Can you believe the reasons why these women were dismissed? Just because she waited to tell her story. Just because he's such a good guy and he's really sorry. Just because she knew him from before. Just because someone called her a whore. Just because she said yes once. Just because she dated him a couple of months. Just because she didn't say no. Just because she was polite and said hello. Just because she was too ambitious. Just because she posted pictures of her tits. Just because she has 3 dads to her kids. Just because she likes to flirt. Just because she loves short skirts. Just because he bought her a drink. Just because he didn't stop to think. Just because she walked home alone. Just because she has naked pictures on her phone. Just because she's brown. Just because she didn't make a sound. Just because she's trans and you're not kind enough to understand. Just because she isn't from here. Just because she cares about her career. Just because she has a lot of sex. Just because he has a rep to protect. Just because she's a tease. Just because he said please. Just because she was drunk. Just because she had too much spunk. Just because she took a cab. Just because it was her dad. Just because she wants attention. Just because there was sexual tension. Just because she's a stripper. Just because no one would miss her. Just because she's on the pill. Just because he paid for the bill. Just because he had all the power. Just because he brought her flowers. Just because she had to be put in her place. Just because she didn't see his face. Just because he was famous. Just because she was nameless. Just because it wasn't me. Just because you didn't believe. I believe you.